This president's foreign policy is the most feckless in American history. He's so naive, he would trust the Iranians and he would take the Israelis and basically march them to the door of the oven. This is the most hideous thing. This Iran deal should be rejected by both Democrats and Republicans in Congress and by the American people.
All right, folks, as promised, now joining us is Rick Santorum, former U.S. Senator, of course, Republican presidential candidate. And check out ricksantorum.com, ricksantorum.com, if you want to find out more about his campaign and help him out. And Rick, welcome. You're headed to South Carolina?
I am, and then to California, and then to Iowa. So busy week this week.
Very busy week. All right, and I'm not going to concentrate on other candidates, but I want your take on what Mike Huckabee said. I'm Jewish, I'm a proud Jew and Zionist, and I see nothing wrong with it, notwithstanding the ADL and Debbie Wasserman Schultz. And Jeb Bush, by the way, who said it was wrong. What's your take on what Mike Huckabee said?
Iran is very clear that they want to destroy the state of Israel, wipe out the Jews in Israel. They have conferences in Tehran and have for years for Holocaust deniers. This is not to equate what Iran is thinking and contemplating to a Holocaust when they are deniers of the Holocaust and when they are clear in their intent to destroy the state of Israel. I don't know why. Frankly, I'm a little shocked that this is getting the kind of pushback that it is. I think it is clear that this is Iran's intent.
Yeah, I could not agree with you more. I mean, they're telling us it is. What more do we want? Let me ask you about the Iran deal. It's been discovered through hearings, and I could play you the soundbite, but we don't have all that time. And John Kerry was confronted with this. There's I won't even call it a side deal. There's a section in there, nuclear security section, and it's 10.2, that basically, according to several senators, say that if Israel, for instance, were to attack Iran through cyber attacks on their nuclear program or through a military strike, we'd have to defend Iran against Israel.
I know. We could spend the entire show talking about how bad this deal is on every front, but the idea that we're going to protect them against any type of military or cyber attack, we're going to put them on a path to a nuclear weapon. We're going to restore the conventional weapons to them. We're going to give them the money so they can promote terrorism, and then we're going to protect them as they go about trying to systematically destroy all of our allies and us.
It's crazy. It's just totally insane.
There's no reason any United States senator or congressman, if you vote for this agreement, here's what you've done. You have now allied yourself, you, the member of Congress, you have allied yourself, and now you own Iran. Everything Iran does from this point forward is now on your plate because you have now enabled them to go ahead and pursue their vision of a Shia-dominated world, and you've given them all the tools to do it. Now you have to own. You are complicit with them. Barack Obama is complicit with what Iran does in the future.
Yeah, and one more on this. John Kerry has basically warned that Jews will be blamed if Congress sinks the Iran deal. Yes, this is in the Weekly Standard. Raphael Madoff wrote about this, addressed to the Council of Foreign Relations. And not only that, look, he's already warned Israel. He's already talked at a different forum to Matt Lauer about how it would be a horrible idea for Israel if they do take any action against Iran. And haven't they really set up either Israel, Jews, or the Congress by going to the UN first? Today, Obama in Ethiopia said 99%, like the climate change with the scientists, 99% of the world thinks this is a good deal. So if Congress says no, he set up the U.S. Congress to be looked at as, I don't know what you want to call him, the devil, a scapegoat?
Here's again several things. Number one, the reason the world is going along with this is because even though we have, as Mike Huckabee said, a feckless foreign policy and a feckless leader, he's still the leader of the free world, and the world's going to follow him. You know why? Because they don't have any alternative. Because there is no other leader out there. There's no country that can lead, and none of them want to lead. So they're all going along simply because it's the United States of America. So the fact that everyone is following is because we are who we are.
Yep.
And by the way, this president didn't build this great country, didn't make it the strongest military power in the world, didn't make it the strongest economic power in the world. In fact, he is doing everything he can to reduce our economic and military strength, and at the same time giving away power and influence to other countries around the world.
Absolutely. All right, let me ask you this. The debate's coming up on Fox. Are you satisfied with that as it gets nearer, the way it's going to all swing out?
Steve, the day it was announced, I was the only candidate that went out there and blasted them. And now more and more people are blasting away, including pundits and others who recognize that this is a folly to have a dividing line between one candidate and another being 0.1% or half of 1% when the margin of error in these polls is 5 and 6%. And it's 6 months before the election, and it's a poll that has historically had nothing to do with whether you're going to be president or not. So on all fronts, this is just an arbitrary drawing of the line by the media to be able to pick a top tier that they by and large promote themselves to be the top tier.
Right.
So I can't. I'm not worried about it. I'm gonna stay focused on what I was focused on before these debates were announced, which is to spend my time and energy in the early primary states and win those states, and then they'll put me on whatever debate stage matters to the end.
Gotcha. Quickly, Hillary Clinton, favorable, unfavorable in the CNN poll today, 49%. This email, they want an investigation, the inspectors general do, on the whether or not she sent classified information. We got 30 seconds. What's your take?
Richard Nixon was impeached for 18 and a half minutes in a tape, not 30,000 emails. So you just do the math. Someone here is getting away with a lot, and eventually, in spite of the media's desire to keep it under wraps, the American public's figuring it out, and it's having an impact.
All right, ricksantorum.com, ladies and gentlemen, ricksantorum.com. Great to talk to you, my friend. I liked watching your daughter interview the other day. Thanks for joining us. We'll speak to you again.
Thank you, buddy.
Take care. Rick Santorum, ladies and gentlemen. We're coming back. Don't go away.